live. I forgot to change this. Uh, it's a jank session. So
As always.
so yeah, what's good, everyone? Welcome to Cameos. I am Samson. This is just rambling. You know what Fu and O'Shaughnessy are doing? Like, I don't even. I'm not even gonna bring it up. They'll be back though. Don't worry. They're still around. Uh, I'm pretty sure Fu sent us some spicy crunch wrap news. There's a spicy crunch wrap coming, as well as a what was it? It's like an apple turnover
Look it
thing.
up
You know
right
what I'm
now.
talking
It was some ridiculous concoction
about?
that only America would make. Let me see.
So I think the spicy
I,
crunch wrap is at like McDonald's. I think I forgot where it was, but it's
I
it's there.
knew. So Taco Bell, I guess we're starting off the news. Taco Bell's
Oh my bad.
caramel
Sorry.
apple empanada will return November 21st as part of the second round of the decade's menu.
There you
That's a
go.
shout
You
out
heard
to
that
you, Fu.
right. The caramel apple empanada.
It's just, that's like a Frankenstein monster of American and Hispanic culture.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm allergic to apples, so but
Hmm.
it do sound that don't sound bad.
Yeah.
Imagine the
There's
dipping
so
sauce.
there's so many. What dipping sauce at this point? It was like whipped cream,
What would you dip a caramel apple empanada in?
hopefully
More
some
caramel?
insulin
You
to
dip it in
cure
more
my
caramel.
diabetes. No, no, insulin. Some sort of like diabetic cure because that's the only way. That's the only thing you're getting from that meal.
That's gonna be
But
good.
I mean, whipped cream maybe. What goes well with apples? Some sort of cinnamon syrup. I don't know.
I think you just need more caramel syrup for real.
That works too.
It's
But
like caramel on top,
yeah,
and then it's drizzled in caramel, right? Then you got cinnamon sugar. Come on, it's
it's
like the
sad that
McDonald's apple pie joint, but in empanada form.
we're two gym bros. Like we like
Um,
all the
yeah, I'm
all
out
the
here.
physical dedication, none of the
It's
dietary dedication.
it's coming.
Just getting cookies every day after the gym. Tragic. But speaking of tragedy, we lost two greats this week. The first one was Ozzy Osbourne, who passed away today. It comes on the heels of a performance, his final performance 2 weeks ago, where he closed out the show and raised like $100 million, $190 million for charity. But the final
Yeah,
song he played was "Mama, I'm Coming Home," so it's he definitely knew. He knew it was time, and he
yeah,
went
that's real
out the
sad.
way a rock star would want to go out, which is just playing to a massive crowd that he loves dearly. And condolences to the Osborne family. We also lost Malcolm Jamal Warner. Many of you might know him as Theo Huxtable. I know him as Malcolm for one of my favorite shows from the early 90s, I mean late 90s, Malcolm and Eddie. He passed away. It's reported that he died because he drowned on a family trip, which is just
Yeah, swimming in the
unbelievable.
where were they at?
I don't.
They're in
Costa
the
Rica.
yeah. There we go. You can't. And it's just very difficult. Those are some difficult waters from what I've heard.
Yeah, he got caught in a
So yeah,
riptide, and
yeah.
they always tell you to swim parallel to the beach line when it happens, but it's just the ocean is so unruly. Anything could happen, and unfortunately, he didn't make it. They managed to fish out his body. The rescue services went in and got him, but by the time they got him back to the shore, he was unresponsive and he passed.
Yeah, it's very sad. Rest in peace. He was also
Yeah,
like voice actor on what was it, Magic School Bus?
I
I
believe so.
think. Yeah.
Yeah,
Again,
he did a
just
lot of good.
another someone else from our childhood, man.
Yeah,
It's really tough.
yeah. South Park creators have reached a $1.5 billion streaming deal with Paramount, which means they won again. They always seem to win. Like Trey Parker and Matt Stone do not take L's, even when you think they
Yeah.
are.
And they brought in that the expert litigator to get through them contract talks.
Hmm.
Also, apparently, like Paramount and HBO at first were going to do like a joint venture, so they'd have joint streaming rights for the series. But HBO was like, nah, never mind. So
Hmm.
Paramount gets to keep it. It's like
Yeah.
what the 5 year deal. Paramount wanted 10, but they I think I think Matt and Trey wanted one, but they just wanted a higher uh, evaluation,
Mhm.
and so that's what they got. And then they just have to do 10 episodes a year.
Gotcha. That's one hell of a deal, man.
Yeah, and 10 episodes a year for South Park is like that's so easy. If you've never watched the documentary on like how they
Hmm.
make South Park, uh, I think they make every episode in like a week. It's a great documentary. I forgot what it's called, but it's very interesting. But yeah, that's a great deal for them. Congrats to them, man. That is it's like it's really good.
Yeah, they get to just kick back and relax and coast, and it's like they deserve it. If anybody, like
Yeah.
South Park has been a cultural staple for decades now. So like, give them what they deserve. I hope they keep pumping out amazing. Like, I'm curious, what's your favorite South Park episode?
Mm, that's tough
Hmm.
because I like certain jokes. Like certain jokes, like are timeless. Like
Yeah,
the about Tree Fitty with the with the Loch Ness monster.
yeah,
um, the when they gaslit us and told us Token's name was Tolkien the entire time.
yeah.
This is one of the funniest episodes I've ever seen. Um, what else? I'll give you one more. Uh, the episode when they're like all like superheroes and like Tolkien is like Pyrex Man and like Kenny is the one with actual powers. That's like hilarious to me.
I have to say, off the top of my head, Adventureland is one of them.
Mm.
That episode had me cracking up,
Wait,
and also,
is that the
huh?
one where Cartman wants to go to the he wants to go to that little like taco place for you know what I'm talking about? So he
I think I
lies
know.
and like locks Butters in the basement.
Oh yeah, no, yeah,
And
yeah. I
then
know.
they find him. So he just and then Cartman just wants to play on the whole thing before they arrest him. What's the
Yeah, I
adventure
like
one?
that one. I like the end of obesity where
Mm.
they had the medication called Lizzo.
Oh yeah. Wait. What's
That had
what's
me.
the Adventureland one though?
Adventureland was the imaginary. I don't know how to describe it without like butchering
Imagination
every
Land?
joke. Excuse me, Imagination Land. You're correct.
Oh, Imagination. That we were doing that all through college.
Yeah. Nah, I mean,
Okay.
I'm glad. I'm curious as to what they're gonna break out next. Because does that include movies as well?
Nah, so the article I read, it didn't say anything about movies. This is like purely the streaming of the series.
Gotcha.
I
So
think so,
and then the
so
10
yeah.
episodes in addition to that.
Yeah, I think so. It might be the exclusive rights. Maybe they have everything back. So it's like South
Gotcha.
Park comes home. Also, you still like Matt and Trey get like half the streaming revenue. They've always it's
Hmm.
like a long standing deal. That's why they have South Park Studios, and they can
Yeah.
just stream on their own. So you don't actually need Paramount Plus to watch South Park. You can watch it on South Park Studios.
Yeah.
But it didn't say anything about specifically the movies. But
Hmm.
I think it's probably everything.
Gotcha. Okay.
But
So a live action Assassin's Creed series has been greenlit at Netflix. I'm a bit torn on this because Assassin's Creed in live action doesn't have the best track record,
it's
but
literally
the
who's that movie?
showrunners, huh?
Sorry, go ahead. My bad. I'll let you
Now, the
finish before
showrunners
I ask.
are literally a coin toss because on one hand you have Robert Patino, who's the showrunner for Westworld, and on the other you have David Weiner, who was the showrunner for Halo. So I enjoyed Westworld. I absolutely hated Halo.
Nobody likes
This
Halo.
can go.
I don't know a single person that like that show.
I wasn't that the one where they didn't even play Halo. They just took whatever they could from surface value and then applied it to the show, and then
Yeah,
invented everything else
just
and
did their
made us
best.
look at. Yeah, it made us look at Master Chief's face the entire time, which is blasphemy.
Yeah, it's stupid.
Yeah, it's dumb as hell.
It was
But
terrible.
um,
Um,
I would love to see this be great, but I'm cautiously optimistic.
that what was it? Michael Fassbender, um, did the last Assassin's Creed movie,
Yeah.
and in the little VR room.
Hmm.
I just did not like that at all.
That's the thing. It
It's because he
seems
kept
like it would
coming
be
out, like he kept coming out of the past to
yeah,
like let me do stuff in the now. Like, I don't nobody care about this. You're not assassinating people
yeah.
in
Desmond was always the
the
weakest
current
part of
day.
every Assassin's Creed game.
Yeah,
It's like we don't give a fuck about you. We just
we
want to go
don't
back to
care.
Ezio or Connor or whoever else. But they could easily do this by I don't know. One, I think it'd be pretty cool if they had it be an animated series, kind of like they did with that Predator series, where like it's predators throughout the ages. So it's like predators against Vikings, predators against samurai, so on and so forth.
That would be better.
But
Yeah.
yeah, but at what point in history do you start? Because like, it would make sense to have it be like Ezio starts it all off because he's the most iconic figure of them all. But you could go back to Origins and have it start off in the Egyptian Empire and then go from there. And then have every season be dedicated to a different era. So the next one would be just like in the game, where the next one is like Greek mythology, then it's Vikings, and then so you don't blow your Ezio load way too soon. You can build to that over the I don't know 3 or 4 seasons, and then
Say that a different
go.
way.
I'm saying it with the way I think
Why
applies best
why
because
you
that's what
explain?
happens with so that's what could
Why'd you go with that
happen.
verse?
Like, that's the problem with shows like this, where it's like if you have an iconic character but you can't stick with them for too long, then you show them off too early, and then all of a sudden the audience is like, okay, well I had my fun. You really have to do a lot more to impress me and keep me on board if it's not Ezio anymore.
What if they did it from the perspective of the people getting assassinated? So you never know who Ezio is. You never see him until like the last
Hmm.
episode, and
Yeah.
every episode is like targets and like or like the police officer or whatever error it is that person trying
Hmm.
to catch Ezio. But no, that probably won't happen.
I think okay, so there's been a long running hope in like the comic community for a live action horror Batman film where you experience everything that Batman does from the perspective of the criminals he's going after. So like you really get to see how utterly terrifying he is when you're like running away in the shadows and you have like this 6'2" bodybuilder just snatching people into the rafters and dragging them in the shadows. Like that would
That'd be
be
cool.
awesome. Yeah, but I think with Assassin's Creed, given its tumultuous history, whether it be with the film or just the games that have ebbed and flowed when it comes to quality, I think you really need to start it off with like a big notable figure like Ezio and focus on him before you start playing around with the genre a little bit more.
Okay. Also, with
Yeah.
that Batman thing, you know what they
Hmm.
should do? They should use a
But
nemesis system, and then the game is you. They make a game, and you play as a
hmm
criminal,
yeah.
right? But the more crime you do, the madder Batman gets. So he like figures out your like all your plans, so you can just never get away from him.
I was thinking that, but like the higher your crime level, that is what Robin or Batgirl you deal with. So you start off with like Tim Drake, because Tim Drake is the greatest detective, but he's not as aggressive as the rest. And over time, it builds to like Nightwing, and then Red Hood, and then Batgirl. Well, Red Hood would come after Batgirl.
Yeah,
But then, like,
he got
eventually you
guns.
build towards Batman. And then after Batman is like Damian Wayne, because he just don't give a fuck and will stab you. So, but that Batman game concept could also be some. Like, I'm surprised they haven't done something like that with like the horror genre in video games. Like instead of having like an Outlast or like what was the name of that game with? It had a really cool concept, but it bombed out pretty early. I think it was Evolve on Xbox, where one character played as the monster, and the rest played as or no, Dead by Daylight. Have it be like Dead by Daylight, where it's like one character plays as the horror movie villain, whether it be like what's the name, Leatherface or Hellraiser or whatever. But instead of that main person being a villain, just have it be Batman and have Batman hunt everyone else as criminals, like Tag, but horror Tag, because you get your every limb broke just because you sold drugs that day. This movie ain't never coming out. Spider-Man Beyond the Spider-Verse moves to the end of June 2027.
It's no, it's coming
That
out.
movie is coming out, but it's also not coming out because I refuse to believe it until we get an actual. Until I'm sitting in the theater, I'm not gonna believe.
It's called. We can talk about that when we get to our main story because I think it was talked about in that that large press briefing he did.
That that is.
Yeah.
When did Across the Spider Verse come out? Was it 2023?
Yeah. Hold
I
on.
want to say 2023.
Yeah, 2023.
There was a time where Beyond the Spider Verse was supposed to come out 2024. They were trying to do
Yeah.
an Infinity War Endgame thing, and as soon as Across the Spider Verse came out, everyone was hyped, like, "Oh my god, I can't
Yeah.
wait to see it." Ended on a cliffhanger. What happens next? And everybody immediately came out and were like, "Hey, we haven't even voice lines yet."
Yeah. We should have known that wasn't happening when we saw three different versions of the same movie.
That's right.
Should know they not even done with the one we are watching. So
And it kept changing week to week.
still still one of my funniest memories of me and Panamanian Thunder was looking at each
Hmm.
other like, hey, that wasn't. He's like, yeah, no, it wasn't. It's very. It's like a live Mandela effect type of thing.
Hmm. Gaslighting you and make you believe something else.
Yeah, like there's no way. This is not what happened in the first time we saw this.
I hated the fact that, like, I don't know if it was the theater. Actually, no, the articles came out saying that it was an issue with sound mixing because we got
Mm.
like Christopher Nolan-esque sound mixing where I didn't hear a lick of the dialogue to the point where, like, where I was sitting, apparently, like, everything was muffled, but just a few rows over where O'Shaughnessy was sitting, he heard everything perfectly clear. But like you said, they kept they kept giving us what's the name, video game updates, but with film, just
It's
pumping out
like
point one, point two, point three. I guess
it's like they
point
were
four must
tired
have
of
had
us.
better quality audio.
They gave us that first one, and they was like, "Hey, the audio, man, here, damn!" They go another one. Somebody else said something. They threw another one in there. All right, man, go ahead.
Workshopping a finished product in real time as the audience is watching it is crazy. But
Mm.
so we have a different structure to today's episode because a vast majority of the news that's come out this week, because this week sits between, it's 1 week after the premiere of Superman and 1 week before Fantastic Four. So both James Gunn and Kevin Feige have been out front talking about everything, trying to build hype for their respective films, and we got a ton of news. So pretty much after these trailers, everything after that, the first segment will be DC, and the second segment will be an article that contained. The way I described it in our group chat was that it seems like someone got Kevin Feige drunk and he just started spilling everything. So we have a lot to talk about when it comes to that. So, but to start, the trailer for Mortal Kombat 2 came out. I liked it. Samsung did not.
Oh yeah, I don't care nothing about that. Looks terrible to me.
I thought it was pretty cool.
Hmm.
Only thing I don't like is Carl Urban as Johnny Cage. Like they should have got like a Glenn Powell or literally anybody who looks like the actual Johnny Cage to play this. Also, this should have been the first film. I don't know why they gave us Cole in the first one when Cole's not even a playable character. They literally made him up for the movie,
Yeah, I don't know why they did
and
that.
that
And
was a terrible decision.
the power they gave him, I was like, this is terrible. So he could just get beat up. That's his ability.
Yeah,
I don't like that.
he's a tank, and then he killed Goro. How do you have a no name kill one of the most iconic figures in Mortal Kombat that quickly?
I don't like that.
Yeah, but
Carl Urban
it's being
is kind of, I don't like that either. That's why I
yeah,
don't care about anything.
yeah. The rest of the cast looks dope though. Like I think they casted everyone else very well. Some come back from the original
I don't
film.
know.
There's some newcomers.
It's not my Jade, man. That's
Eh,
she
I'm
bald?
I'm fine with Bald
Bald
Jade. Yep.
Jade?
Bald Jade is fine.
It's like no, I don't care. I don't actually care. I saw like the vitriol online. They're like, this is DI Jade. What are y'all talking about?
Just use that answer.
It doesn't even make sense.
Every time it's a black person or a woman, they just throw out
Just throw
DI.
out DI. Jade is black in the game. And then I was like, so if it's DI Jade, it must be because she's bald. So I was like, oh, is it like alopecia Jade? They just want to. It's inclusive now. I don't see the issue here.
It's stupid as hell.
It doesn't make
She's
any
perfectly.
sense.
I like Liu Kang. I like Jax. They all look dope. It's just that Carl Urban Johnny
Yeah.
Cage just not working for me.
I personally just really wish they used like actual martial artists. I love like martial arts films, like kung fu films, karate films, and I
Hmm.
love or Muay Thai. Like I love like seeing the action when it's like the actor doing it. It looks so much
Hmm.
better. And
Yeah.
that's also why I didn't like the trailer because I saw Carl Urban doing like a terrible flip. with some
Hmm.
strings. Like, this is not for me. It's just not it.
Yeah,
It's not enough.
I would agree. I
Even
think it'd
that
be
first
pretty
one,
dope.
they was really squabbling. You know who plays Sonya Blade?
Yeah,
Whoever that
I
white girl
forgot her
was,
name.
she was really out here. You know, the
But yeah,
second
they should have had like.
the
I'm sorry,
second
you were
one
saying?
the second one where they had sorry, I'm talking about the ones from the '90s. The second
Hmm.
one when they had like Jax, I forgot who that black dude is, but he just when he pulled off the joints, he just boxing. It's like, oh yeah, squabbles.
Yeah,
So
I think it'd be pretty cool if they had like some actual like you said martial artists like Scott Adkins. What's his name?
yeah,
Donnie Yen would be a dope ass Raiden because he can actually fight. But
yeah,
I'm cautiously optimistic about this one as well. Worst case scenario, I'll watch it on stream, but I'm gonna wait for reviews to see if I'm actually gonna see it in theaters.
yeah. I don't know if I'm gonna see it, but also hold on, we gotta say it's on a song line. One of these days, this month was the anniversary of the death of the dude. Remember the random dude that got killed by Goro in the original
Yeah, yeah.
1995 movie? It's like the anniversary of his death, so they was like, yeah, rest in peace. I'm trying to find his name. I can't find his name. Is it Art Lean? There it is. Yeah, rest in peace to Art Lean, because he's not a Mortal Kombat character. He was just in the movie. And that's the name of his character in the movie. Anthony Edwards
They
is or
might.
Kenneth Edwards is his real name. So
It'll be hilarious if they do that same thing to Cole, where it's like, all right, you overstayed your welcome. We
yeah,
tried
get him
something,
out of
didn't
here.
work.
Yeah.
Get your ass.
Get a Shiva to.
Give him the Sean Bean treatment.
He gotta go.
We got
Oh
a trailer
man.
for Tron Ares. I think it's a really cool concept having Tron characters be in the real world. I just hate that it's all blown the moment Jared Leto appears on screen.
I can't support it. He's in a whole cult. I'm just like I actually don't
Yeah.
care. I don't care about that, but I'm not watching
That's
it.
the thing. I did love Tron Legacy. I thought it was pretty dope. I like that they had Daft Punk on the soundtrack. This one has 9 Inch Nails. Like it has a lot working for it. It's just Jared Leto, man.
It just I don't know, man. It's just not appealing to me. It's just not appealing to me.
Like because
Kid,
it has like such strong real world parallels.
no, it just the troll after like the original Tron, even like
Hmm.
Legacy. I was like, it's like it pales in comparison. Yeah, it's just not for me.
That's fair. I mean, I'm again, I'm waiting for reviews. I think it's gonna be good because Tron films generally are. It's just that Jared Leto blows me, man. Like
Yeah,
it ruins everything.
we'll see.
All
I gotta wait
right,
for some reviews. Payola.
so as mentioned before, there is a lot of DC and Marvel news, and this is what the episode will be from this point on. We're gonna start off. We got our
But hold
official
on,
poster
before you do
what's
that,
up?
let me preface this. Our main topic is Marvel.
Yes,
The main topic is
I.
Marvel. None of that DC stuff. We had a 2 hour episode last week because he wants to
You know
rap
what?
on about Superman. We're not doing
Listen,
that
I've had
today.
my time in the sun. I was thoroughly satisfied with everything I saw, and I'm very happy to see Superman having such immense success. So yes, I will cede all the time I was hoping to take up today with DC stuff and give it to Marvel because this is y'all's time to shine. Fantastic
Yeah,
Four is dropping.
you
Apparently, it's
had
got
your
great
week.
reviews. Yeah, so I had my
88%
week.
on Rotten Tomatoes. So,
I was going to
oh
build to
my
that. So
bad. I just be
you
talking.
I'm trying to
I'm
I'm trying
sorry.
to be peaceful here and work with you.
I'm sorry. I just be talking.
But we got our first official poster for Supergirl, which is in theaters June 26th, 2026. And it looks great. I don't want to speak any further than that because I'm not going to spoil anything for y'all. Pretty much, it follows the Woman of Tomorrow comic where Kara deals with a lot of her personal grief, having been aware and very much alive and a part of Krypton society before it blew up and she lost everything. So, from what this poster tells us, we're gonna get a little bit of comedy, a little bit of lightheartedness, but a lot of darkness as well because, like, she probably is. She's undeniably the most tragic story out of Krypton because, like, just imagine your entire home being blown up one day and now you're just stranded somewhere else with no understanding of the culture and mourning everything that you left behind or it was taken from you. So
Mm-hmm.
I like that they're going this route with her because there have been other incarnations of her that I believe that were pretty boring, where it was just like she was Superman but a female version, where it's like she was good, wholesome, and that's fine. But we already have a Superman character like that. I like that this character Kara is more conflicted. She's dealing with struggle. She has rage. She has grief, and she's got lightheartedness as well. So,
Mm-hmm.
according to James Gunn, this is gonna be a much different movie, much more rock and roll than what we got with Superman. So, it's gonna be an interesting turnout.
The Tom King comic.
I would highly recommend reading it if you haven't. It's
Yeah.
one of
Sorry.
DC's best.
That's what I was looking for. I was trying to find the comic it was based off of. Same name as the um Tom King comic.
Yeah. You go into it thinking like, okay, this is just, Superman, but a female version of it. But
Yes.
then you get into her actual story and her personal struggles, and you're like, holy shit, she's awesome.
Yeah, and I assume it's probably great, or based on what
Hmm.
the way James Gunn talks about it, and the way like they've kind of leaned into that writer as well.
Hmm.
Because
You
what's
just
her
set me
name?
up for a perfect segue.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to do. I just
Alley oop.
yeah.
Uh, so Wonder Woman has been announced and it's gone into rapid development. And the Supergirl writer, Anna Noguera,
Hmm.
has been tapped to write this film as well. She's also writing Teen
Yeah.
Titans. So
No, she already wrote it.
based on what huh?
She already wrote it.
Oh, she already wrote Teen Titans.
Yeah.
So based on what I've learned online, before these three films, she had no writing credits whatsoever. So this is like her first three attempts. So whatever it is they saw with Supergirl impressed them enough to say, hey, let's give her two other massive tentpole films, one of which being Wonder Woman and Teen Titan. So if Supergirl's good, which based on a lot of indications and a lot of the praise that James Gunn has given it is, if it turns out to be as great as he says, chances are we're in for a treat with both Wonder Woman and Teen Titans.
Yeah. I I
I'm about
believe
to
in
say
her.
that.
No, I just gonna say I believe in her. I think to be given like three three things in like the
Hmm.
flagship of DC Studios, I think that
Yeah,
it probably to me that says a lot about her talent. So I think these
absolutely. And
things will be
she's
great.
hungry too.
Yeah. Plus the yeah, she's hungry, but then also there's still the Themyscira series, which
Hmm.
should be done. I forgot, or it's either like they're currently working on it. So she has to build off that, and like we said, like Supergirl's going off the Tom King comic. So whatever they do with, or whatever they were doing with like Teen Titans and whatever they do with Wonder Woman, all comic based. Superman was like just extremely comic based. I really
Yeah.
like the direction that that DC Studios is going. Like it's truly like comic adaptations because that's what superhero films and series should be.
Yeah. And I don't know if it was like because we were living in the aftermath of 9/11 and everything was so militarized, but
Mm.
that was one of my biggest issues with a lot of the mid 2000s superhero films where it's like everything was about the military industrial complex,
Mm.
not just the content like with Iron Man, but just like even the way the costumes were, where it's like if you look at a lot of the MCU costumes, they're just like military uniforms with a little bit of superhero pizzazz sprinkled in. And that was fine for the time, but I'm glad we're transitioning more towards, hey, let's be cool. It's like what we were talking about with like the live action One Piece. It's like, yeah, you could try to ground it in reality and give it some
Mm.
grittiness and make it seem more relatable to the world, but that's not what people love these comics and these manga, these anime and manga for. It's like we
Mm.
want the crazy, the zany, the whimsical, the fantastical. So like stop shying away from that and just give us it. Superman gave us that, and based on Fantastic Four's initial reviews, I'm more excited now for that film than I have been in pretty much this entire time because my
Mm.
many gripes with it. But it seems like another truly honest comic book film that pays homage to what it it was adapted from.
Yeah.
Like it's very much Jack Kirby. It's very much sci-fi, and I keep diverting to it because I really want to talk about it, but it sounds
We
great.
got to get through this DC stuff first. See,
Yeah,
you DC'd out. You talked about DC too much last week, so now you
I've
don't.
never DC'd out. If you want, we can pivot this whole episode, and I can go Crisis
uh,
on Infinite Earths.
uh,
Um, so this news article is just like a shotgun blast, miscellaneous DC news. Wonder Woman will be very different from previous versions. Flash and Aquaman won't be on screen for years. I think that's perfectly fine. We got a whole decade of them. Give those two breathe.
so you cut out a little bit,
Um,
but he said like quite some time. It's gonna be a while before.
yeah, Flash was on CW for like 10 years, and
Yeah,
Aquaman. They need some time for that character to breathe because Jason Momoa is playing. And that could
see,
confuse the shit out of audience.
yeah, you cut out again. But
What
Jason
the hell?
Momoa is
Oh,
playing Lobo. Was what he was talking about.
yeah.
So
So general audiences might see that and think, why did
yeah,
Aquaman go to Hot Topic? Gunn's next film isn't a direct Superman sequel, but involves Superman and is expected to be announced sooner rather than later. I don't know what that means. We've had our speculation. It might be the Authority, which is a very niche villain team, which is what like that's James Gunn's bread and butter. The Engineer is a character that was featured in Superman that would be on the Authority, so there is some connective tissue there. Sergeant Rock is moving forward and close. However, the original director is no longer attached. Brave and the Bold will not be released in the calendar of the Batman 2.
same
Good.
calendar year as the Batman too.
Did that cut out again?
Yeah,
I don't know what's happening.
it's your maybe it's
Um,
your the gain on your mic. I don't know.
I
It's
don't know. I've
like
been messing with these things for I don't know how long. Some days it's great. Some days it's like, hey, we'll see. Roll the dice on audio.
you got to put more treble in your voice. It's too much bass.
Bet. I sound like Galactus's voice actor from now on. James recently spoke to Mangold about Swamp Thing. No further details there. And finally, he confirms that the Batman, well, Robert Pattinson will not be the Batman in the DCU. And to that, I say, thank God.
Yeah, I know. I was talking to Josh. I think Josh Lawson was talking about that. I think he wanted to see that, and like it'd be cool, but like nah, I'd rather be that Batman be Elseworlds, and we get like a Brave and a Bold. I just want a different type of Batman. Like I want a Batman that really knows what he's doing.
Yeah, and we,
Yeah,
we discussed this before, but Robert Pattinson's Batman would not survive in the DCU in any way.
I don't know what. I,
How? Who he fighting? Jimmy Olsen?
and then there's a Clayface. Clayface is gonna be like
Clayface is washing him in the first appearance. There's
Clayface is gonna. He got disfigured by a gangster, and that's what's going on in that
yeah,
movie.
yeah. That
Just move
I
on.
think that's pretty dope though. So the synopsis for Clayface, which is a full horror film that comes out next year, is that, like Samson said, his face was disfigured by a gangster, and he's an actor, so of course he
Yeah,
needs his face. And to repair it, he goes to a scientist, and then everything we come to know about the body horror genre ensues from there, where he morphs into the hideous Clayface, which gives him the ability to shapeshift, but also he's a criminal, and he uses that all that to his abilities. And that's one of the DC projects that I'm very excited for because it's heavily different from what we've seen since Creature Commandos and Superman.
yeah.
Supergirl is also exciting, but it's probably going to be in a similar vein to what we expect from Superman.
Also, that
So
comes. Sorry, the article that comes from also is just an article where they're talking about Naomi Aki being cast in a role in Clayface.
yeah,
I know her from Mickey 17, but she's in like plenty of other things.
yeah.
So yeah, we shall see.
Last bits of DC news. I know you are lamenting the thought because wish we
I'm
could spend
not.
more time here. A Superman spin-off series for Jimmy Olsen is reportedly in the works at DC Studios. It's set to be a crime anthology series focused on different DC villains. That sounds dope.
What I tell you last week? Didn't I say Jimmy's going to be the connective tissue?
You did. Credit where credit's due. You did.
So I do this, man.
That would be pretty dope.
Great minds.
And James Gunn says that Lanterns is John Stewart's story, and multiple sources at HBO believe, based on what they've seen, that this could be another Emmy contender like The Penguin.
Oh, good,
Yeah.
good. And now I'm glad. Honestly, it's probably going to be what you described,
Hmm.
where Hal Jordan goes down this path. I don't want to like say the rest because then
Yeah.
we'll start spoiling movie plots
Hmm.
for the
Yeah.
just casual fan out there. But this is good.
Yeah. And I'm I, I'm unbelievably excited for Lanterns, and I hope it
Yeah,
succeeds. I just am glad to see that Jon Stewart is the center focus here. Because when
yeah.
Hal Jordan got cast, everyone was like, "Oh my God, he's too old." But like, I love Hal as well. But the fact that we're getting not just Jon Stewart in this, but this is going to be building towards inevitably a Justice League. That means we're getting the Justice League Unlimited roster.
I don't want Wally West as Flash.
Why not? We got Barry Allen on CW for 10 years.
Nah, because I want the Allen family because my favorite Flash is Bart Allen.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah,
But
and
Bart
Pulse is
could
one of
come
my
after
favorite
Wally.
like DC characters. I don't like that.
Yeah, but Bart is a time traveler.
I know, but I don't like that.
Elaborate.
I don't like that. I like it to be Bart came back in time to save somebody,
Hmm.
and his grandfather is Flash. That's what I want.
Can I be painfully honest with you?
No.
So, Hal Jordan and Barry Allen are best friends. They are
Yes.
the I forgot hard travel. No, I think faster friends or hard traveling heroes. No, hard traveling heroes. Hal and Ollie. I think faster friends is the best friendship between Hal and Barry. So, if Hal is old in this universe, grayed up and everything, chances are Barry's going to be old too, which means Wally more than likely will be the Flash
All right.
when they
Well,
do
he can't
introduce
have
him.
the Speed Force then.
How can he have the Speed Force?
I don't want him to have it.
So he's just running like Quicksilver, just all friction, destroying the
I
environment.
want him to be slower. You know how not all the speedsters have the Speed Force.
Yes.
I want Wally West to not be one of the ones with the Speed Force.
But Wally has to have
Also,
the Speed Force.
I don't want Black
He's the
Wally
conduit.
West. I
No,
don't
no,
want
I don't.
Black
No.
Wally West from the series. I don't like that.
We've gone over this 1,000 times. Stop painting over redheads with black actors. I'm sick and tired of it. No, have it be just regular ginger Wally West and just have him deal like take on the mantle and live up to Barry's legacy.
There's not enough
Because we
gingers.
already had Barry Allen. I'm fine with
Ron
that story being closed with I forgot the actor's name. Not
Ron
Ezra Miller,
no Ron
the
Howard don't have any
Chaos
sons,
Goblin.
man.
You said what?
Ron Howard doesn't have any sons, so there's no gingers left to play Wally West. That's also all we need.
Uh,
Yeah,
yeah.
Jay Truth, I really do hate Wally West.
Wally West is dope. Wally West probably
I don't
has
like Wally
I
West.
can't say the best story, but he has like just some of the most iconic stories for people who grew up in the 90s. So it's
I
like
mean,
my Flash was Wally and my Green Lantern was Kyle.
I want Jay Garrick.
That'd be dope. Actually, Jay Garrick, I was about to spoil something. Let me not. See what you thought. Like,
I'm not at that point. I'm just talking. I don't actually want Jay Garrick.
yeah.
I'm just letting you know that I know enough flashes. I can name people.
I'd be down to see like a Justice Society of America film, kind of like what they're doing with the Boys, where they're taking Soldier Boy and doing stuff in the past. It would be
Maybe they'll
awesome
probably do
to
that in the
see
future.
like, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, they'll
So
probably do that in
everyone's
the future.
complaining about, oh yeah, we didn't get enough origin with Superman. Like this would be an opportunity to flesh that out because,
Yeah,
again, not to spoil anything, the JSA definitely exists here in this universe.
yeah. Let's see. That's something we got to talk about in the Marvel segment.
You sure you want to go to the Marvel segment? I'm perfectly content to discuss more DC because there's a whole lot of Lantern lore in his head.
No, we don't need Lantern Lord because you want to start spoiling plots, and then somebody Jay Truth gonna be watching Lanterns, and then he gonna be like, "Oh, they about to head to Oa and talk to the Guardians." Sorry, excuse me, and do blah 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 because you said it.
You're not wrong. That was the exact direction I was going in. But let's get to the Marvel stuff.
Oh wait, no, don't forget the Peacemaker. Peacemaker was also mentioned. It comes out in August, but James Gunn made sure to be very clear that what's his name? Black Adam and Shazam, their
Hmm.
films. Sorry, Shazam 2. Their films are not canon to this DCU. And he did that because in those films, two characters from Peacemaker make cameos. In is it both films or just Black Adam? It's definitely Black Adam.
Black Adam, yeah.
I can't remember if they make a
I know
cameo in.
they make a cameo in Shazam too.
Okay, so yeah, they make cameos in both films. It's the character played by his wife, and then the fat white dude. I forget their names, but
Yeah.
those are canon characters. So James Gunn was clear, like yeah, Black Adam was terrible, but they're not.
It
Those
was
films aren't
supposed to
canon.
change the hierarchy of the DC universe.
Yeah, James Gunn. He did a lot. He talks a lot about that. I don't think he was like throwing
Mhm.
shade at The Rock, but
I think he was.
I don't think he was throwing shade. It was kind of like a poor timing because The Rock was doing all this stuff while they were behind the scenes having discussions about like revamping the DCU. So they never had any intention of doing any of that stuff. It's like he was kind of trying to create this, and then Henry Cavill kind of got caught up in it. Also, it's
Yeah,
just never going to happen.
I think he had a lot of love and respect for Henry Cavill and genuinely felt bad for what Henry Cavill went through. But when it
Yeah,
came to like The Rock, he seemed a little pissed off. Because like just the tone shift between like when they were talking about Henry, very like
mm,
glowing, where he was like, Henry Cavill's a good dude, he's a great actor. I would love to see him in the DCU going forward. And then they asked about Black Adam. I was like, is that canon? And he was like, hell no.
yeah.
So
Not hell no, but
I'm paraphrasing, but he seemed
his
very like very abrupt. Like, no, moving on.
his no was yeah, it was kind of abrupt.
Yeah,
I
there was
think he's
no
just tired of it.
period.
Also, before you forget, they're also doing a Bane and Deathstroke movie, aka Slade.
I I don't know what the hell that movie is gonna be. That's why I didn't report on it. Like I feel like we should wait for more details before we go into detail
I
about
was
that
just,
because
they
I
doing
can't
it.
even. Yeah, they doing it. Okay, fair point. They are making a Deathstroke and Bane film, but these are two characters that, while they do have connective tissue because they both beat the shit out of Batman every once in a while, beyond that, like it's gonna be like a jailbreak film, like gruesome twosome duo kind of situation. I
I don't
don't
know.
know.
Bane's not in the league, right? Bane's not in the league.
League of
Yeah,
in the League of Assassins?
yeah, he's not in the league, right?
No, no, no. He broke out of the Santa Prisca prison. I don't think he has any connections, not to my knowledge, at least.
I don't. I
But
don't think he's in the league.
I just think it was really odd to team those two up and give them a feature film. Like
Listen,
it'd be dope if it was like we had like a Batman Arkham Origins situation where they both appeared and they were going after Batman because Black Mask put out a massive bounty on the Batman. But I just,
oh no, apparently Bane was in it, and he got excommunicated.
oh really?
Yeah, because he's too brutal.
So maybe they're going after Ra's al Ghul.
Because
Okay, you know what? If that's
Deathstroke,
the case,
Deathstroke does want to like get rid of uh Raish and then like take Talia as his concubine. He want to do a lot of stuff.
I I remember there was a comic run that tried to allude to the fact that Damian Wayne wasn't actually Bruce's kid and it was Slade's, and it was stupid as hell.
Yeah, it's dumb. Actually, hold on. Sorry, that whole
No, no, no.
uh
Keep talking about DC stuff. I'm loving this.
no, no, no. All right, before we move on, that whole Dark Knight 3 plot where like Bane is like fiercely devoted to Talia.
Yeah,
That's like it's a comic story. I didn't even realize that.
it had. Yeah, it did have
Yeah,
some. Huh. Okay. I'm
that's
trying to
cool.
remember if remember reading that, but I mean, I'm curious as to what they're. I'm not like dumping on the film. I just it's unexpected, and sometimes the best things are unexpected. So maybe it turns out to be something we didn't know we wanted. It's just an odd duo to put together.
That's a weird way to say that.
You need therapy. All that Gooner content.
Every month, I'm not off of this. That's them, man. I don't even. That's them. They love that Gooner content.
Oh man! All right, you ready for the Marvel stuff?
uh, yeah. Oh, sorry, but there's some things we forgot. There's a Netflix Splinter Cell animated feature coming. Looks cool. Also, they're doing another Judge Dredd movie. Before I forget,
Gotcha.
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
So as
Robert.
mentioned prior, Kevin Feige's doing a bunch of press for Fantastic Four. This film up as much as possible.
Yes.
It's currently, I don't know what it's currently sitting at, but it debuted with 80% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Yeah. And I think they're projected
Everybody,
to do 100 something million
yeah,
this
I saw
opening
like
weekend.
130 million in the first weekend.
Yeah.
I think it's going to have the best Thursday previews of any film this year with, you know, awesome. Like, if this streak continues from like
Hmm.
Thunderbolts to Superman to Fantastic Four, we could be entering just some positive times for comic book films because God
Yeah.
knows we've suffered on both sides in Marvel and DC.
Yeah. I want to mention something about Thunderbolts too, but yeah, keep going.
Now go for it.
No, keep going. It ties to it's part of the article and the
Gotcha.
interview Feige did.
So,
Feige did.
Feige pretty much touched on everything we might be curious about in the MCU going forward, except for when we're going to see Shang-Chi again, because homie been missing in action since like 2020.
Hmm.
But to start us off, he mentions that the X-Men reboot film will be very youth-oriented and a focused and cast movie. To give you your segue, it's being directed by the same director who made Thunderbolts, who did
Hmm.
a fantastic job of not just illustrating every single character's individual motivations and personalities, but gelling them well enough to where they actually, by the end of the film, felt like a family, which was
Yeah.
very unexpected for me, and I really enjoyed that.
Also, and Kevin Feige mentioned that the Thunderbolts film was very, very good. So,
Hmm.
and it's very good. Just nobody saw it because there's no like brand recognition. And
Hmm.
then like that, it goes back to the MCU film like homework. Like you have to watch the shows to understand who these characters are. Which in Thunderbolts' case, you did. You had to have watched Black Widow and Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Yeah, just those two.
Second Ant-Man for
Oh, Ant
Ghost.
Man. Yeah, Ant Man 2. Sorry. You had to watch Ant Man 2. So you had to have done homework to understand who these characters even are.
Exactly. He also blames a lot of the failure of the MCU after Endgame on Disney Plus. He
Yeah.
fully admits that, like Samson just said, like there was just way too much content out there, and the content wasn't of its best quality. Like in a
Yeah.
previous article, he mentioned that the only reason he jumped on pushing out that much content that quickly was because after everything Marvel and Disney had done for him, he wanted to be a quote good corporate citizen and help them push their new project as much as possible. But as a result, the quality for a lot of the Marvel stuff faltered significantly, and people just
Hmm.
kind of tuned out. They gave up because it either felt like homework or just wasn't good altogether.
Yeah.
I'm gonna save the big one. Okay. So there were a lot of things that he said that I agree with, like the whole Disney Plus taking accountability for it. He also mentioned that the complaints that Marvel is too woke or DEI is a bit ridiculous because Marvel has always been outside your window, and Marvel was formed in Manhattan, which is one of the most diverse cities on the planet. So they pretty much drew literally what they saw outside, which was just people from
Yeah.
all castes and creeds and colors and all.
Yeah, but I think it's people say like, oh, this is woke, this is DI, but I think like people just throw that around too much.
Yeah.
I think it's better to say like at times Marvel is pandering because to me it is like you're
Mhm.
pandering by like it's like your placement of certain characters, right? Like let's say like in Ironheart, right, where like it's just these DI gangsters is what I want to call them.
Mhm.
They're just DI gangsters, which is cool if it makes sense, right? Like the two little lesbians that are like the fighters or whatever, however they identify. Sorry, but they're like the
Yeah.
ones that beat everybody up. Like y'all not scary. This doesn't even make sense at this point. Like just make them hackers. It makes more sense for these two to be hackers. The bomber
Yeah.
girl, cool. The trans woman should probably have been like the bruiser, like truly.
Yeah.
It just doesn't make sense. You kind of just throw things in there. That's
Mhm.
I think that's what like the issue is. And then there's like people who are just racist and they say, oh, why is Iron Man black now? DEI. Like, no, this is a comic book character. You just don't know what you're
DI
talking about at that
that
point.
that DI and woke have lost so much of its meaning because people only just
Yeah.
throw it out there when they see a character that doesn't look like.
Right. Like I don't. That's why I don't accuse Marvel of being DI or woke. I
Hmm.
do accuse them of pandering though, because Disney just panders, and I think
Yeah.
that's just an issue in like uh, television in general. Right. They like we just need to do this. We need like uh, we need black characters, so make that redhead black. That's like, all right, you're pandering at this point,
Yeah,
and
I would agree with
you
that.
don't actually need to do that.
Yeah, changing white characters into black characters annoys the shit out of me.
It's
Just
weird.
it's
Changing
it's entry level inclusion. It's like, hey, we're not going to invest in. We're just going to
it's a,
paint over one that obviously.
the male redhead is a myth. It's just a black person.
Yeah. But it's like people complaining about like woke and DEI with like the Marvels. Like, yeah, it wasn't the best film, but that was
It
always
wasn't.
going to be a film
Yeah,
about girl power.
yeah, but it wasn't like woke or DEI. These are just comic
No,
characters. Like,
who
but
were
it
very accurately portrayed. They were just in a bad movie.
yes, they pandered a little bit. Some of the dialogue, like this is pandering. I think Samuel Jackson
Is
said
it
something
though?
to now. Samuel Jackson said something to Spectrum, and it's like, all right, you're a panderer. This don't even sound
Oh,
right.
he's like a black girl magic.
Yeah, it's like, all right, this is pandering. This specifically, you're pandering, right?
I mean, but it's like let's be honest. It was a film tailored for women. So it's like
Yes,
you would expect comment, you would expect quotes like that in like a girl film. This was like I would expect it like Barbie. I wouldn't consider it DEI or woke because that film was crafted by women for women with the love
no,
of women.
but what I'm saying is when I'm talking about pandering, it's like it's how you use it, right? It's
Hmm.
how you put it in there. So like,
Oh, you said it. Okay,
yeah,
I
in
got you.
context, like it doesn't make sense. I remember that
Mhm.
scene, like it's just out of place. It doesn't even sound right here.
I think
It's
it's just
just
bad writing.
yeah, that's to me bad writing is just comes when people are like pandering, trying to, you know, do
Gotcha.
things like this doesn't actually fit. So you can put those like things that you want in the film, and
Hmm.
it'd be fine. I think that's what Kevin Feige was alluding to because, like you said, it's Marvel Comics, it's Manhattan. It should be like this, and to do these things, you're not pandering at that
Yeah,
point. Like, and it's not DI, it's not woke. It's just the nature of the comic that you are adapting, right? And I think
I see.
there's to me there's just a fine line between when you are pandering to your viewers and when you are just adapting something that is already diverse.
Yeah, I think that was just bad writing. It definitely felt forced because when I first heard it, it felt very like "Hello, fellow blacks." I'm like,
To me,
yeah,
that's if it's like that, now you're pandering. If I ever
yeah. I
feel like
think
hello fellow blacks, all right,
like
stop pandering to me, man. Oh, just rambling froze.
was there.
There you go.
I think
You
we
back?
froze for a second.
All right,
Yeah, we
yeah.
good.
All right, go ahead, go ahead. Dang, you froze.
What's the name?
What's going on with your internet, man?
So, is there a storm happening? Because the internet connection? I don't know what's happening right now, and I'm just gonna keep speaking. Am I
It's
good? Because
you're
you're like
frozen, but
choppy.
yeah, you're frozen, but like go ahead, keep speaking.
Oh, you can hear me. Okay.
Yeah, I can hear you. Our whole joint is choppy, it seems. So it's fine.
Ah, okay.
Yeah,
All right.
sorry
So the
y'all.
visuals are
This
choppy. We can just keep it going with the voice.
yeah, I'm sorry y'all. This it be like that sometimes. It's you know,
This would have never happened if O'Shaughnessy was here.
I know. He got the good internet.
I think we're good now. We got that. It was a net zero. It came in a CD.
Oh, take me back.
Okay, so like I mentioned before, there were a lot of things that I did not like whatsoever.
Hmm.
One of the things he mentioned was that he brought up a lot of things about Jonathan Majors, and
Yeah.
taking aside everything he did as an individual, as an actor, he is phenomenal. As Kang, I
Yeah.
loved every appearance of him, even down to the weird stuttering dude from Loki season 2. I think every appearance of his was solid, and he was a victim of the writing more than he was a lack of gravitas or talent.
Yeah. That third Ant-Man movie
Yes.
to have him defeated by like Ant-Man of all people, it takes away everything from what Kang is. So when Feige's talking about like, oh, Kang wasn't Thanos. No, he is. It's just
Hmm.
the way that he's portrayed in this specific film takes away from everything that Kang actually is. So now you have to pivot to Doctor Doom because this isn't working, and it's not working because of something that you put out, not because of like something Jonathan Majors was doing as the character.
Exactly.
Because even in that
So,
Ant-Man movie, like when he first comes out and you see all that stuff, oh yeah, this
hmm
is tough. And I was looking, I was like, there's no way they're beating him. And then he gets
yeah,
stomped by some ants. And I was like, all right, man, this is
yeah.
what we doing? That doesn't make
So,
sense.
so Feige's exact quote was, even before what had happened to Jonathan Majors, we started to realize that Kang was Thanos. In addition to that, he also said that
Mm-hmm.
before the debut of Ant-Man Quantumania, he had reached out to RDJ for this whole crazy Doom idea.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like Jonathan Majors, people always go at WB for feeling for the way they undercut Henry Cavill as Superman. I think this is a more prominent example of an actor being undercut long before his allegations or his, it's like any character can become something great with
Mm-hmm.
great writing, great characterization, and great investment, meaning multiple appearances and all of which being of quality. Thanos was just the guy who turned around in Avengers during the post-credit scene. Well before he wasn't even that big of a deal in terms of like what the general audiences knew up until we saw him in Infinity War and he
Mm-hmm.
whooped the Hulk's ass. That's when everyone was like, "Oh, okay, he a problem." But
Mm-hmm.
before that, he was just the purple guy who turned around in Avengers. The purple guy who reached and got the Infinity Gauntlet in the post credits of Guardians of the Galaxy. And he had that moment in Guardians of the Galaxy where he was talking to Nebula and the other Ronan the Accuser. But
Mm-hmm.
Kang had so many awesome moments that built up to Quantumania, and had they just executed Quantumania correctly, he would have been, in my opinion, bigger than Thanos because we had a deeper connection to him because we saw more of him throughout more different, much more media. We saw him in Loki. We saw him then in Quantumania. So to say he wasn't that was just, I think it's extreme disservice to Jonathan Majors as the actor.
Yeah, I think he should have been more specific. I
Yeah.
think just the way they portrayed Kang was the issue.
Also, he was dealing with all this in an cinematic universe that was pretty much crumbling because the terrible quality of a lot of the content that they were just forcing out there. So not only did he have to do the work of his own portrayal as a character, he had to do it at a time where people were losing faith in the MCU as a whole.
Yeah.
So uh, there's a lot more other stuff that seems a bit disconnected. He was talking about how I'm trying to find the other part of the article that I complained about a lot. He also singled out that Miss Marvel and star Iman Vellani was one of the greatest bits of casting that they've ever done. He can't wait to see her somewhere.
Yeah,
Put her somewhere.
he said that about a lot of characters actually. Because
Yeah.
like, there's also for those that don't remember, there's Cleo played by what's her name?
Charlize Theron.
Yeah, and Cleo's Doctor Strange's wife. But I guess in this iteration, it's a different timeline.
Hmm.
She's the Sorcerer Supreme. Right. So he talked about her. He talked about Shang-Chi being in more things. Uh, what's his name? Hercules come in because Hercules was introduced at the end of Love and Thunder.
Forgot about that.
Right. There's Ares. Is that his name? What's Thanos' half brother? That's the eternal
Eros.
Eros. Right. So there's all these characters that were introduced that, and like we won't get Kang back, but there are other characters that exist that need to be used. So he did talk a lot about like they'll be seen. To me, I feel like he just didn't want to give too much away because
That's
I think they have a plan for all these things.
mhm.
Some of those characters should matter
Yeah.
going forward. So especially Miss Marvel, like she should definitely matter. She was like that's a great
Yeah.
casting. She was a great Miss Marvel.
I think
Is a
she
great Miss
is.
Marvel.
I think she's the best casting in, aside from like Robert Downey Jr. as Iron Man. I think she's the best casting in the MCU
You don't like
because it's like,
Shang Chi? I think it was a good casting.
I mean, he was a great casting, but he's not on par with Iman Vellani. Like, it looks like they cast a spell on a comic book, shook it, and she fell out. Like, she is 100% Miss Marvel. But like, she should have been the focal point of the this phase of the MCU with the younger Avengers. Like she should have been like the Nick Fury that goes around rallying them together, bringing everything together, and like that connective tissue that makes the universe feel connected. And speaking
Mm.
of lack of connection, he also mentions that he thinks that allowing a TV show to be a TV show is, which I agree. However,
So you
when
cut
asked
out
of the
the last
events
part.
again,
Yeah, say it again.
okay,
Allowing a TV show to be a TV show is what?
yeah, is what they're returning to. But
Okay.
when asked about the events of Thunderbolts, can we discuss this because it's been long enough?
Yeah, it's on streaming.
Yeah. So when asked
Well, you
about
got
the
to bring it.
Thunderbolts, when pretty much the entirety of Manhattan was enveloped in an inky shroud of like depressing nothingness, would that affect like season 2 of Daredevil? He said no. And I'm like, I understand not wanting to make everything homework because you don't want to recreate the mistakes of the Disney Plus era. But something that envelops an entire city should definitely be referenced in a show that takes place in that city. It's like New Yorkers still talk
Hmm.
about 9/11 to this day. I feel like in this universe, they would bring up the time the entirety of got enveloped in the nothing from Neverending Story.
But I feel like I I took that as like maybe they won't address it in a major way. Like it's not a plot point for the TV series, but they can
Hmm.
acknowledge it happened, right? They can like be in the Daredevil Born Again. Well, actually no, Daredevil Born Again already finished filming. Like they already wrapped, so they should be in
Yeah,
post
yeah, they
production.
wrapped.
So maybe in other things they can acknowledge that this thing happened, but like I don't think it needs to. They don't need to go deeper into it.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah,
Like you don't have to dedicate like a full episode to it, even though you dedicated a full episode to a bank robbery that didn't affect any of the plot in Daredevil. But just like a reference,
yeah. I think that was just to throw the connection, yeah, to show you, hey, this is the same universe. Look at Miss Marvel's dad. He works at this bank.
that was so forced. That felt like not pandering in a DEI way, just pandering to be like, hey, look what universe we're in.
Yeah.
Um, but onto things that I did like that I heard. Um, well, for one, after the events of Avengers Secret Wars, most definitely getting a reboot, which I feel is absolutely necessary.
Yeah.
And he indicates that a lot of the iconic Iron Man and Captain will be eventually recast. I love
Yeah.
that as well.
The iconic characters
Um,
is what he said, Joe.
yeah. I think these characters are much like Spider-Man or Superman, who like, they can exist in different incarnations over time, and especially when you have an opportunity to reboot and get younger casts and have these characters exist in the same one as the X-Men, and Fantastic Four, and so forth. Why don't? Why not?
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, he
Any
also talked
thoughts?
about oh, I was gonna, yeah, no additional thoughts. No, yeah, it's good. I don't mind. Like they should. I want them to recast a lot of people though. Like no offense to Letitia Wright, but I want a different Shuri, like
Hmm.
a different interpretation. Like I want like true warrior Shuri. We probably won't get that because Coogler's already working on what Black Panther 3, or at
Yeah,
least writing it. So probably won't get a different
yeah.
Shuri. Yeah, it's just a lot that
I'm fine with
want to.
I'm fine with Letitia Wright as Shuri. Just bring back T'Challa.
Nah, see, I don't like that because if you bring back T'Challa and make him King of the Dead, like he is in the comics, because
You
Shuri's
said
Queen
King of
of.
a what? Now you cutting off.
Oh, I am. Dag, man. I'm sorry. King of the Dead. T'Challa's like King of the Dead. Shuri's
Yeah,
Queen of Wakanda in the comics, and she's like brutal. I want like the
yeah.
brutal Shuri. There's like other characters like go ahead reboot, or Captain America, right? You can bring back Iron Man, right? They can't bring in Miles. He talked about that. Like you can't do Miles until at least until after the last Spider Verse movie. Like Sony told them,
Comes
like
out in 2037.
it's 2027. Sony told them to chill.
Sure.
Like yeah, don't touch it. Excuse me. I'm trying to think of
I
other
think
characters. It's just a lot of
I
characters.
think an overwhelming majority of the MC can be recast. Like keep the
Yeah.
younger guys, like the I can't even call them the younger Avengers. Same age Scarlett Johansson was when she started being Black Widow.
Who?
So I think Haley Steinfeld, who
Oh, okay.
plays Kate Bishop,
Hmm.
she's the same age that Scarlett Johansson was when she started playing Black Widow. So like
Hmm.
they're not young Avengers anymore. Maybe like by the time we get to a young Avengers film, mid approaching 30.
You cut out
So
for
just call
most of
them the
that.
champions.
Cut out for most of that. It's okay.
But I think you could recast Chris Hemsworth as Thor. I think he's very much on the way out based on that last video he posted where he was like, "Thank you, fans." Um, Mark Ruffalo as Hulk, ideally, because I think they disrespected Hulk in a lot of his existence. Like he's getting his ass whooped by Thanos.
Yeah.
Now he's a smart Hulk. He doesn't really have the rampage that we only got to see in
You only got to see him
Avengers: Age of
rampage one
Ultron.
time in Avengers: Age of Ultron. I had to cut out for
Thank you for that.
it. I got you. Also,
But no,
like they, we'll see what they do with Hawk too, because they aren't going to make a solo movie for him because they don't want to distribute it through Universal. So
yeah.
just a lot.
But I'm excited for what they do. Like they have a mass like it would like Marvel is its best when they are defining the genre and they're taking massive risks. It's like if you we were talking about this a few episodes back where a lot of what we know from like phases 1 through 3 in the MCU were just like them like improvising on the fly. A lot of that was not planned in the way that it came out. They were just
Mm.
taking massive risks on actors, directors, writers, and it just worked out.
I
I
actually
think
know
they should,
James Gunn is the he like just kind of did it in 15 minutes
yeah.
because he just knew a
Oh
story
yeah,
exists. He knew the story existed,
yeah.
and then matter of fact, I think he said the Power Stone
Hmm.
it was red at first. They changed it
Yeah,
to purple after he had come up with that. So that whole Thanos thing was created based off that. So yeah, like you said, that's just to your point. Like they didn't actually have a
yeah.
plan with that. They kind of just came up with it because they had all these things in place, and they realized like, oh, all right, we'll turn this into this stone. We'll turn this into this stone because they just had all these things around.
You're cutting out again.
Oh, sorry, they had all these things around, so they just started turning things into the stones as we know them now.
Yeah. So, but they should be willing to take risks again like that. First of all, stop with these overinflated budgets. Like a lot of these films should not be costing $250 million to make.
Oh yeah,
Like,
and that's one thing that he said they're trying to do. Also, they went and talked to the director of the creator
yeah.
because that's the sorry, it's a movie with John David Washington. It's okay, I watched it, but they were able to do that whole film for like 80 million. All right, so they went and talked to them about how they were able to keep those costs so low, and then
Hmm.
apparently Deadpool, Wolverine, and what was the other thing that came out? The last two Marvel films that came out were they were like they used a third or a third less budget wise than they had in
Yeah.
previous films because they were able to, keep those costs down. And Deadpool
No.
Wolverine, fantastic. So I think that this it's a you're to your point. Like they need to keep the budget down. You don't need those big budget things. Like it just doesn't even make sense. And I think they have
I,
a path for that
Yeah, I
now.
think it's going to be mandatory because while Superman is doing amazing domestically, it's tanking overseas. Like it's not making the numbers that we came to expect from superhero films during the 2010s and early 2020s. China pretty much has fallen off entirely when it comes to excitement for superhero films. Where, for instance, Superman made 65% less in expectations in China than Man of Steel, and we all know that Man of Steel was terrible. But based on projections for a Fantastic Four that comes out this
Snyderverse coming
weekend,
for you, by
it
the way.
what
Snyderverse, they coming for you.
they come for everybody except for women. Um, they Fantastic Four's debut is expected to again do extremely well domestically, but it might struggle overseas. So based on all that, that's gonna incentivize studios to draw back their budgets and focus more on quality over quantity because a lot of this, like a lot of the budget goes CGI and shit, and the
Yeah,
CGI ain't been all that good lately.
again, that could also be a reflection of like just our climate, our political climate. Like people just hate Americans right now.
Yeah,
So
James Gunn did mention that.
yeah.
He's like,
Also,
they're paying the tariff tax on cinematic
yeah.
masterpieces.
Also, I know like Feige also mentioned like they're filming a lot in London.
You got cut off.
Oh, sorry. Feige also mentioned that they're filming a lot in London
Hmm.
because like just the benefits that you get for filming in London are there, and also there's just more open space. At this point,
Hmm.
everyone films in Georgia, right? So you like it messes with your timeline. So you have
Yeah,
to. It's easier to go overseas, film, get those like benefits you get
tax
from
credits.
filming there. Yeah, you get a lot of credits for filming there. Uh,
Hmm.
it's more expensive to film in LA now or Cali now. So I think all their productions moving out of California. It's like
Yeah.
a what 250 million tax something in Cali for film production.
Hmm.
So
I think if I were to give the MCU any sort of advice going forward, it's that utilize your special presentations. Remember what they did for like Werewolf by Night?
I mean
Instead of having like,
they're
hmm?
doing that for a Punisher.
Yeah, but they should do that a lot more. So like instead of
Yeah.
having like a series, like like a season of a show that has like 8 to 6 episodes where like it feels like homework, just drop like an hour-long feature for characters that are a bit more obscure, like Nova or Quasar or
Mm-hmm.
anyone really. An hour is nothing. Having to try to commit to something over several weeks seems like a lot, especially when you're competing with the entire world with content. Like, drop a 1 hour feature, kind of like we're doing with Punisher or anybody
Yeah.
else, and then subsequently have that character appear somewhere else in another movie within a short period of time. So it's like, don't give us a special feature in 2020 and have us not see that character for 5 years the same way we. If we're gonna
Shang Chi.
do,
Go ahead, keep going.
either
No,
way.
no, no one, no
Um,
one heard you. No one heard you. It cut out.
oh, Shang-Chi, my bad.
Yeah, I just read your lips.
Gotcha. Thank you. Like, if we're gonna do like a Midnight Suns film, for instance, if we want to
Hmm.
introduce like this version of Ghost Rider, you don't have to give him a full film. Just give him an hour-long feature where we see him do some badass shit, get to know him as a person. This way, when we actually go film, we are aware of who this flaming skull is and Nicolas Cage anymore.
See, I don't know if they'll do that because he also talked about like part of why he likes Superman is because it just drops you in, right? And
Drops you right in.
it drops you right into the film. And then he was like, "Oh, you don't know who Mr. Terrific is? Too bad he's here." So they
Hmm.
could take the same. It seems like they're learning from the stuff that works.
Hmm.
So they could take that approach, but also I think while acknowledging like, yeah, we can't. I think the if they had done like it was like an hours. They did like 137 hours worth of content
Hmm.
in like the same period that uh, they had only done like 50 in the original Marvel phase, right?
Oh, okay. During the Infinity Saga.
Yeah, so 50 versus 137 in the same amount of time. Like it's not
Mm-hmm.
feasible. You can't do that. So they have to cut down, but they still need content for like the streaming services. So they could do what you're saying, right? Like just random special features. Those features could drop you in. Like, all right, here you go. Here's who this is,
Yeah.
and then you can watch but it doesn't matter if you watch it. It maybe incentivize maybe like seeing a character in a film will
Mhm.
incentivize them to go back and watch this random special feature.
Yeah.
But it's not required for you to enjoy the thing that you're watching.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So they could
So
they
it's
could do
like
something like that.
that's a very good point. And as my last point, I did like that Kevin Feige mentioned Superman and how much he appreciated like, it's a lived-in world that already has extensive history. Like you don't need a full-blown origins. For one, because that's what comic books feel like.
Yeah.
Like as much as I love comic books, I do understand the learning curve that's required to get into them because it's not linear the way manga. It's like if you want to get into One Piece, you start as issue one and you read to like what issue y'all up to by now? Like 10,000
11.
is what?
It's like 1140. Hold on.
Close enough.
No, I needed 1155.
Yeah, so it's like it's very linear. You can keep up with it if you want to watch the anime. It follows that, even though it has like.
There's a lot of filler.
But comic books are very much more of like a blooming flower, where it's like you start at the center and you kind of just work your way around to get as many different stories along the way, and you eventually to like bigger stuff on the fringes, like the events and the more niche cosmic or multiversal or spiritual, mystical stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But I like that Superman was just like it drops you in. This some shit went down. We're following a day in the life of Superman. But in addition to that, I like that Kevin Feige is seeing that and learning from DC. Like this is what we should have been striving for this entire time. Marvel and DC exist as pillars in the comic book movie space at the same time because they compete with one another and they learn from one another. And then as a
Yeah.
result, they get better and we get better quality TV shows.
Yeah. Now you just have someone running DC that can do that. Because
Exactly.
before, nah, you
Yeah.
didn't.
It's like I think back to like I haven't played a football game, like a football video game since like 2005. And
Hmm.
like that's when I think it was at its peak because it had to compete with 2K and 2K5, which football games were made. It's like that's what
Yeah.
I want from Marvel and DC. Like have them thrive together and we all
Yeah. Sorry, and I see your comment, J Truth. Man of Steel is absolutely terrible, absolute garbage. As soon as Pa Kent goes like this, hey, don't save me, I'll die here. Like, he's fast. He can save you, and nobody will see. Complete garbage. I don't care.
the movie died for me when he told his young son
Oh, you cut out
it's
for
okay
me.
to let. Okay, wait. I will happily repeat that part. It's when he told his son who saved a bus full. Yeah, maybe you should let them die next time.
It doesn't even make sense. No
Yeah,
makes
I was having a
sense.
debate with my friend because he was like, okay, because my friend loves man. I'm like, you know what? You can like trash shit. It's okay.
Yeah.
But he was like, well, you have a son. What would you tell your son if you were trying to hide him from government experiments and he has superpowers? I see myself cutting off. I caught myself that. I was like, if you can't save these kids yourself, go get help. Call the police. Don't just stand there looking. Now you got to deal with the survivor's guilt of letting. But not just that. I can go to a whole episode about this. But he has superhuman hearing. He would hear every last breath every one of those kids took as they went into the lake. You know what kind of trauma that does to a child? Now you got Brightburn, and we all got bigger problems.
Yeah, it's just not it.
Terrible movie.
Yeah. All right,
What you
what you?
watching?
Oh, I'm about to ask you. Finish the Bear season, whatever that is. Pretty good. Excited for next season.
Hmm.
Um. Oh, Sandman. So season 2 of Sandman, part 2 comes out
Right.
Thursday. Shout out to the homie the Greek. He said yes, still close to the comic. I did still enjoy it. Um, so I'm looking forward to part 2 of season 2. It looks like they were able to get through everything, even despite getting rid of Neil Gaiman. And then I think the 25th, Happy Gilmore 2 comes out on Netflix. So I'll definitely be checking that out. And then the last thing, I like a lot of sports things. Football season starting up, so I've been watching Quarterback season 2. If you haven't watched like Quarterback and Receiver, they're
Hmm.
just really good shows. Like kind of docu series about like the day in life during the season of like players. This season follows Joe Burrow, Jared Goff, and Kirk Cousins, and it's good because like of all the stuff that happened to those three players during the season. So that's what I'm watching.
I have not been keeping up with much lately. Life has been very busy. I'm coaching a whole soccer team. It's I haven't had much time to sit down and do much, but I am excited to see fan for hopefully this weekend. If we,
Yeah, we'll
but
figure it out.
yeah, but that's about it. And hopefully, yeah, we will have a review for you. And based on what I've seen, it looks really good, and I want it to be great.
Hmm. Will it be another 2 hour episode?
I mean, if it's great, like I said, I've said 1,000 times, Fantastic Four is my favorite Marvel property.
All
So
right. Well,
if it's great, we're gonna have another chopped up episode.
this time I'm I'm not cutting the video again. It took forever. I was struggling. Well, okay. All right. Well, thank you all for joining us. Listen to us on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, whatever you call it. Check us out on YouTube. Things are on YouTube again.
We're working on adding shorts. Just got to figure out how to cut it up.
Yeah. Also, I need to finish updating all this other stuff. Things are changing over here. You know. So yeah, on
We,
behalf of crew and not crew, sorry, on behalf of Fu and O'Shaughnessy, peace. Oh, you about to say something?
no, I was waiting for you to finish.
Oh, okay.
Later,
Yeah.
y'all.
Peace.
Peace.